Hey YouTube, it's Alicia here. This is me coming back and I'm doing this video because this video is very important to me. I haven't done a random wrestling talk in a while. I haven't done a video as just where I'm at and where I'm filming and stuff. So just give me some time and I'll do that for y'all. But today we're going to be talking about some random things about WWE. So let's get started. So first, I want to talk about The Miz. Trying to give a solicited advice to Vicky. And I'm going to ask the question is, do Miz have a right to give Big E advice where he didn't ask him? And I'm gonna talk about something I saw today on a wrestling video. So we're gonna have to talk about that. So let's get started. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, I need to talk about first thing up. I gotta talk about the Miz. Y'all know my dislike for Miz. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I do, but in this situation, I feel like his advice wasn't needed, and I'm gonna give why. I want y'all to go back at how Miz became a top superstar. At first, when he came, he was never a top superstar. He was mostly a jobber. If you remember it, he was mostly a jobber, a mid card, and like now he's just a mid card and stuff. So you have your, like I always say, your A-plus wrestlers. That's John Cena, Triple H, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Roman Reigns. Oh my God, Rey Mysterio, them type folks. Those are your A-plus wrestlers. Then you have your B-plus wrestlers. That B-plus wrestlers, that's the people who occasionally get title belt. A once in a lifetime opportunity for the Universal WWE title belt. That is mostly considered for tag team. That is mostly tag team and stuff. And it's often that they get a top opportunity for a WWE or Universal title belt. That's that Kevin, Finn Balor and all of them. So that's where Miz is right now. He's that B-plus wrestler. That's just my opinion. Now, to get me to say, do I think he had a right to give Vicky the advice to Vicky? I don't think so. That should have been somebody else, like a John Cena, Triple H. Yeah, that should have been that. Yeah, I know he's goofy and everything, and like New Day was goofy and stuff, but they got stuff done, and they are multiple time champions on Raw and on SmackDown, so you can't deny that. Now they had the, good dynamic and everything, but hold up. The one thing I feel like this, and anybody can agree or disagree with me, that none other that the man should have just kept his mouth shut. To me, I felt like he just should have kept his mouth shut because if I can remember some facts, when he wanted to be considered for a top superstar, what did he do? Y'all remember he was a jobber and he was mostly mid-card. And what did he do? He changed himself. He changed himself to be considered for that top position. So that's what he did. And you just had people who school is sued with talent, who is top superstars. Same thing with the females division, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you got our four horsewomen. That's Becky Lynch, Sasha, Bailey, and Charlotte Flair. Our four horsewomen, our four horsewomen, they are top superstars. So hey, we can't say nothing about that. To get me to say, I think me is giving Vicky advice on how to be a top superstar. That wasn't right. But then I just recently caught a video this morning and going, oh, how that he was kind of, to me, it looked like he was trying to dog Kofi Kingston. Like, Kofi Kingston had a his rise, and he got the Universal Champion, but then he goes, oh, but to um he failed when it came to going up against Brock Lesnar, losing the title belt and stuff. You don't want to end like that. Da 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 da. That's just a mid half. That was a bad booking decision on Vince McMahon's part. That's how I have to say. So to me, I want to hear from y'all. Do Miz has a right to give Big E the advice as somebody who once, well, I say he has fallen in a couple of years' time, um, trying to give them advice of trying to be a top superstar, or should it been somebody else? So that's that one. The other thing is I want to talk about the Apollo Crews. Now, y'all know Apollo Crews is the Universal Championship. I think this is a great stepping stone for him for one day. He could be a WWE or Universal Champion. I think he's going to be a Universal Champion in the next, I won't say a few months, in the next 2 years. Next 2 years, he might be the WWE or Universal Champion, because I see him having, I see him doing this, and I think it's going to be a good thing for him in general. So I want to hear from y'all. Do y'all think that this is a thing y'all want to see? Now, to get me to say, I mean, not Biggie, excuse me, MVP has dogged Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, and everybody who hangs around Apollo Crews. I mean, he has dogged them, and he going, if he don't want you to manage him, he doesn't. And I think Apollo Crews just feel like, oh, I could get things myself. I have lawyers, they can help me. It's good that you have your lawyers, but then it's good to have somebody on your back that can get you that, title opportunities. But I really feel like Apollo Crews, when it comes to Apollo Crews, MVP is not a good fit for him. He needs somebody that could be sort of like the mouth of the South, but do it great. Now, we don't know where that's going to go, but we're going to have to wait and see. All right. The next thing I have to talk about, I got to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about this one first before I get to the women's tag team. Let me talk about some matches that's been going on the past few weeks. You've been seeing Peyton Royce and Billie Kay versus Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Mid-card, these are mid-card. Now, I know Sasha and Bayley has the tag team championships. Okay. I feel like these two tag teams do deserve a tag team titles against them. And then we also from NXT, Ripley and Blackside, I think, Zaya Brookside. Don't quote me on the name, y'all. I'm bad with names. But I mean, these three women right here, deserve tag team. To get me to say, I just heard this morning that Nia Jax and Baszler is going to get a title belt opportunity, tag team title belt opportunity. I'm going like this. I'm going, okay, that's a slap in the other women's face. They should be the ones getting these title belts opportunity. That's Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Now, I'm going, what are they wanting, what they're thinking, what's going on with booking, because this is something not making sense. That just don't make sense, just to go on and give these two title belts opportunities and not give those other women who's been working their butts off for the past, 3 months for that title belt. I'm just saying. And I have to give it to Bayley. Kudos to you, boo-boo, with having Tasha at your back, and you still women's champion. 313 days, I believe. And I have to give it to her. She's good. I'll give it to her. to an extent. Let's put it that way. Now, the next diva thing I need to talk about is this Mickie James versus Lana and Natalia. Okay, I'm getting. At first, I thought it was gonna be a good idea to have Natalia and Lana. So it's looking like Natalia and Lana is sort of another version of Lay Cool. Y'all remember Lay Cool? And thing is, they are now attacking Mickie James, trying to say a lot of things about Mickie James. Mickie James is highly decorated. You do not disrespect her. And I felt, to me, what she had to do, is like boom, push her, and then she hit Lana again in the head with that signature move. Bam, is a reason she is called Hardcore Country. Stop. And like one thing I really wish WWE stopped doing. Yeah, she's hardcore country. Stop PGing that. I know this is y'all are a PG show, but y'all need to stop. To make it into a wrestling industry, you need to be a little bit raw. You need to be a little bit hardcore. So to me, needs to bring that old gimmick that she had when she was on TNA, and don't allow WWE to PG the gimmick and stuff, and let her show that, because, and I just feel like, what's the deal with Lana and Lana and Natalia acting like Lay Cool? Because that's how Layla and Lay Cool, when they had the rivalry with Mickie, started. And like me, I'm happy that Mickie James is back, but I really want to see a better contact with that. I mean, it's the things that she can do and think, and like I want to see, and like I told y'all once before, now moving on, but I still want to talk about Lana. Like I said, the Bobby Lashley Lana storyline is just completely stopped. We did not get an ending to that, and I feel like us as fans need to express our opinion with the WWE and saying, where's our finished product with that? Where is it? Y'all could have did any kind of thing with that, but did we get it? No. I understand Lana was off TV for a while due to COVID, due to her family, due to her husband having COVID, her real life husband having COVID, due to her mom and her dad having COVID, and she couldn't be there. But I still they could pick up from where it stopped. Now, to me, Mickie has hit you 2 times on the head. I'm going. But I mentioned, and I'm still gonna bring this up. Is Lana contract worth $1 million for somebody who doesn't occasionally wrestle? And I will go back with her storyline with Bobby Lashley before it kind of ended abruptly and we didn't get it finished with it and stuff. He said, and I will take something that he said, you don't wrestle. So what is Lana to Natty? She's her fashion protege, kept her to dress better, or is she a manager type like thing for her? So we need to know a distant what they're doing with Lana and think, okay, so last, but well, not last, but second to the last thing, I need to talk about Raw Underground. I'm loving it. So last Monday night we saw Bobby Lashley versus Dolph Ziggler. And if you remember in history when it comes to these two, I think Dolph Ziggler is the only somebody who has gotten out of that lock Bobby Lashley was known for. And I feel like the lock that Bobby Lashley has, he stole it. And I actually am saying he probably stole that from Chris Masters. As y'all know, we don't see Chris Masters no more. So I didn't remember that lock. I mean, if you remember that of the Chris Master lock, I'm telling y'all that move that Bobby Lashley do is from Chris Masters, and he took it and he using it for himself. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. But then let me talk about Bobby Lashley. Excuse me, y'all. Roman Reigns. The last thing I need to talk about. Roman Reigns returning at SummerSlam, the biggest night of I mean, I went back and I watched the whole video, and it was a good match. And the Fiend ended up becoming Universal Champion again. Um, and then you have Roman Reigns attack the Fiend and Braun Strowman. To me, and Braun Strowman let it be known, oh, I want my title. I want the title back. I'm ready for my title. And it looks like he might be the heel in this situation. And people trying to say, oh, he might be the leader of Retribution. I wouldn't think so, because the reason I say I don't think so is for a couple of reasons. One, it wouldn't make sense. And number two, if Roman Reigns gonna be over any faction or anything, it would be something doing with his family. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, boo-boos. It would be something doing with his family. It'll be, I mean, if he did a faction, it would be something doing with Tamina, Jay and Jimmy Uso, Naomi, his cousin-in-law, and none other. It'll have a lot to do with them, but then it will have a lot to do with his other family that we don't see on WWE. So, I mean, the only way that it could be Roman Reigns will have to have his family faction and stuff, and all of his family on there, because number one, if you remember, Rikishi had a faction on the Independents, and they was called the Samoan Destinies. Come on. It seems like trademarks of them, but it's not. And I can tell for how tall some of them is not. How tall some of the women is not. It's not added up. Let me just say, it's not adding up. Now, the one thing I have to talk about, but the one thing I have to talk about from Friday, Monday night, I had to go back and watch it, but is the Keith Lee, Randy Orton situation. And I mean, Keith Lee had Randy hand, and Randy, like, went down, like, he's like, oh, heck, I can't beat this guy. This is a guy that I feel like, and so if I'm thinking Keith Lee is on Raw at the moment, I surely Maya Yim's gonna be debuting soon over there. So I am very excited to see what we're gonna be getting soon. All right, with that. But I want to hear what y'all think on this particular random talk. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.